Last year, when I recharged my mobile for a 12-month unlimited data and unlimited calling plan, I had to pay 2,999 rupees. And if I have to basically go and recharge again for the same pack, I have to pay 3,359 rupees. The price has increased by 360 rupees, approximately 10%. Now, in this video, we are going to analyze the quarterly results announced by Airtel, how their revenues are going up through different sources and the different divisions that these companies have, and subsequently, how are they managing the costs, and finally, what is the fundamental analysis about Airtel tell us about the overall telecom industry as well. Please go ahead, hit on that like button, and let's continue with the video. As we already discussed, the average revenue per user like me is increasing by 10%. That's a good thing for the telecom companies. And Airtel has mentioned that. They told the average revenue per user has increased from 163 rupees per month to 193 rupees per month. That's an increase by 15%. The second point they also mention is their number of customers itself is increasing. Hey, a lot of people in India are already using telephones, right? Mobile phones. Now, how can that number increase drastically? The point is, the number third player in the market after Jio and Airtel, Vodafone, that company is losing subscribers. They lost 35 lakh subscribers in the month of November 2022. And those 35 lakh subscribers are joining Jio and Airtel. So Jios and Airtels of the world, they are basically getting double benefit. One, the average revenues per customer are increasing, and number two, their customer base itself is increasing. And unfortunately, on the other hand, Vodafone is declining on both the ends. Their customers are going down, and they are saying that, hey, because customers are going down, let's reduce the price so that we can attract more customers. And which is not happening right now. So both ends, they are losing. So the gap between Airtel Jio and the third player and the fourth player, which is BSNL and Vodafone Idea, that gap is increasing massively. So very soon we might be looking at a duopoly market. A duopoly market is a place where there are only two major players in the industry, and it could be Jio and Airtel. Now moving on, you need to understand that, hey, Vodafone Idea is losing customers because of a few reasons. The first one is the network connectivity. The network connectivity, the quality is a huge issue in Vodafone. Number two, the 5G adoption is also low. And that's the reason why all of a sudden you saw 35 lakh customers moving from Vodafone to Airtel. Vodafone did not announce any kind of 5G adoption yet, but Airtel announced that 5G access rollouts in November 2022. And you can see how that switch happened rapidly. The third one, of course, is also the pricing issue, which is not going in the favor of Vodafone. So you can see how Vodafone is going down. I'll give you a link to another video over here where I talked extensively about Vodafone. Please do go watch and understand what's happening with Vodafone right now, and also why government is supporting Vodafone. Now moving into the next part, that is costs. How is Airtel managing their costs? In the quarterly report, Airtel very clearly mentioned that along with tracking operating revenues, how our revenues are growing, we also track the performance of our capital expenditure. Well, what is capital expenditure? Simply, let's assume you are running a manufacturing plant and you need certain machinery in it. If you go purchase that machinery, you will continue to use it. Let's assume the price of the machine is 20 lakhs. And it basically is generating some goods, and you sell that goods in the market for 10 lakhs. So what is your return on investment? It is 10 lakhs output by 20 lakhs input. So the return on investment in the first year is 50%. Next year, again, you might generate the same 10 lakhs worth of goods, but you're not spending anything again, right? So your return on investment overall in the last 2 years, you will say is 100% done. I recovered all my investments with respect to that machine. Something similar is what Airtel tracks. They say that, hey, we invest in the physical assets, whether it is network towers or whether it is licensing spectrum fees, all that stuff. Now, what they say is, how are our revenues compared to the spend that we have put up in our physical assets, the machineries? And this number is continuing to improve. The return on their physical assets is continuing to improve. In the last 5 quarters, it improved from 48% to 53%. Huge growth, which indicates that they are very efficient with respect to how they are managing their physical assets. Telecom industry is not about, hey, how many employees are there in the company. Telecom industry is about the infrastructure that goes into the development of the networks itself. And if whoever is managing these well, they are the ones who are winning the race. And clearly, Airtel is at least tracking that metric closely and reporting that metric into the market. If we take a step back and understand, revenues are anyways going okay for Airtel. The second point, their costs, they are tracking it, and that is on a positive curve. It's getting better and better. The fundamental nature of the industry is moving towards a duopoly, Airtel and Jio. In this situation, what are some of the stocks that you would pick? Please do let me know in the comments box. My recommendations are pretty obvious to you based on the entire conversation. If you feel otherwise, let's have that conversation in the chat box. I hope this video makes sense to you. Please go ahead, press on that like button, subscribe to the channel, and I would love to keep hearing from you. Take care, guys. Bye bye.